Welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're going to be making Asian dumplings. You may call them a wonton, you may call them a pot sticker. By any name, this is what we're going to be making today. And guess who's going to be helping me? Eric. Come on in, Eric. These Asian dumplings are very simple. The hardest part is putting the actual wontons together. We're going to show you all the steps and some little tricks. But the ingredients you have are very simple. So we have some diced water chestnuts, and you can buy them diced. I like them a little bit smaller than that, so we chop them up a little bit finer than that. Let me show you the type that we have. The next ingredient is eggs. Okay, we triple the recipe so that we can these freeze very nicely, and then you can pull them out for soup or pan-fried wontons, etc. Like I said, we'll show you that later. Okay, and we also have garlic and fresh ground ginger. I wish you could smell this fresh ground ginger. It is absolutely scrumptious. And by the way, I have the recipe on my website as well. And then we have the sesame oil, and we have light soy sauce. We have pork, 3 pounds of pork for us. Usually it's just a pound for everybody else. Sugar, and that's it. It's really important that you get fresh ginger and that you use the dark sesame oil, because there are such few ingredients. You want to make sure and you're using no substitutes. And just so you know, Carl and I actually learned this recipe at a culinary school in DC, and we went together, and the instructor had been on Chopped. So it was really kind of a fun experience. So what we're going to do first, and I do this all the time, instead of just dumping the ingredients into the meat, is I put it in a bowl. And Eric, why don't you help me with that? And we're just going to put all the ingredients in the bowl, and then we're just going to mix it up. And then we're going to put it with the meat. And I'll put some in too. Speed it up a little bit. We got the soy sauce and the sugar in, as well as the sesame oil. He's putting all the chopped, diced water chestnuts. Next goes the eggs. You want to do that too. There we go. Next is the ginger and the garlic. He's going to put all the juices in there too, because sometimes the juices come out. He'll get all that out. And there we have it. Now he's going to start mixing it. Mix it real good. Okay.
Yes, chef.
Oh my God. And let me show you this before we put it in. You can see how he's mixed it up really well. And now this is going to be much better when we put it in with the meat. And I'm going to let him mix that up while we put this together here. Oh, I wish you could smell this. Doesn't it smell good?
Ginger
Oh my
smells
God.
great.
And the garlic too, but the ginger, you're right. Eric, you're gonna ruin this. God, I'm gonna be cutting you out. So annoying. So let me show you what this looks like after we've finished together doing this. You can see it's mixed quite nicely. Now this will make a couple hundred of those wontons, believe it or not, just a spoonful at a time. So next we'll show you how to wrap the wonton with the meat in it. Okay, now we're going to start the wrapping of the meat process, and I'm going to show you the different tools that you need to do this. Get a plate, a little bowl of water, a cookie sheet, and a towel with your circular wraps in it. So this is where you have to keep the wraps underneath a towel so that they don't dry out while you're doing this process. And you can see Eric has the same setup. The reason we're putting them on the cookie sheet is so that we can put them immediately in the freezer, let them freeze, and then put them in a container so that we can take them over time out as needed. So you take out one of these from your towel. Make sure your towel is tamped down. You put a little water on your finger and just do the top half. Get the top half nice and wet. Not the whole half, just the rim around it, okay? Just the rim around the top half. Then dip into the meat. Less is more. Put it in the middle, fold it over, and then press down so that it closes up. One of the beautiful things about these is you can use them in a soup. You can use them as a wonton, pan fry them. You can boil them. There's a million different ways to do these, and they freeze so nicely. Don't you love them, Eric?
Oh, they're delicious.
And what's your favorite part of them?
I like them pan fried.
Yeah, I do too. You can be very fancy and do all kinds of really fancy things with this. Like you could do a crimp, you could do everything like that. Basically, we never do that. So isn't that easy? I mean, here we are. Now again, we'll probably do a couple hundred of these. It's going to take us, I'm going to actually time it. We'll see how long it takes and we'll tell you what our results are. And then we're going to pan fry a couple of them with the water and taste test for you. We're done. 199 Asian dumplings, wontons, whatever you want to call them. And you know what the secret is? It took us to do about 100. How long did it take? 20 minutes?
About 20 minutes.
About 20 minutes to do 100. So all of this took us about 40 minutes. Now again, there were 2 of us. That's secret number 1. Secret number 2 is don't fuss around with that crimped thing unless you really want to spend probably 3 or 4 times the amount of time. Do you have anything else to say, Eric?
No, it's a fun Sunday rainy project.
Yes, it is. Okay, we're back, but I decided to go ahead and cook a few of them the way that we like them best, which is just a little bit of pan fry and then steamed. So I only use a teaspoon of oil. So, and I cook, 12 or so each time. So all I'm trying to do is just get a little bit of crisp on the edge, and then I'm going to use the water. So let's go ahead and show you what that looks like. This is just a teaspoon of canola oil. Here's our beautifully wrapped wontons, Asian dumplings, whatever you want to call them. And you can see we don't do any fancy stuff. We just fold it over. We just don't have time for that. So I'm going to go ahead, put these on. Get a little brown on each side. Just check it every once in a while. Oh, look, see? We've got a nice little brown on the side. I want to show you that. See the brown on that. It just took a few seconds. You can see these other sides are nice and brown as well. So now we are ready to add the water. And you know the old adage, water and oil don't mix? It really doesn't. I mean, it explodes in there. Here's I shake it up a little bit. There's quite a show going on there. But this is where the main, and I put down the heat to low. This is where the main cooking, where you're cooking the pork basically, is with this water. So you can see the steam. I shouldn't have opened that, but I wanted to show you what it looked like. And I let this sit for at least 5 minutes because it's cooking the actual pork. Okay, so this is it when they're done. I'm gonna show you. You can see how the water's been basically absorbed. And you can see what they look like here. I'm gonna put one up so you can really get a good look at it. See how it's browned and it's a little soft, okay? And now Eric and I are gonna test it and try it for you. I've made a little sauce as well. Okay, don't those look scrumptious? And again, because we use very little oil, it's 40 to 50 calories each. Now, if you wanted to fry those, they'd end up being like 75, 80 calories each. So these are a really great way. Eric's already put the sauce on. I've made some sauce here for you, dipping sauce. It's made out of light rice vinegar, soy sauce, and some fresh lemon. And what do you think, Eric? He's eaten it already. I think he likes it. I want to show you to you cut too. You can see that the meat is completely cooked. See that? Yeah. And then just dipping it in. You want another one?
They're good.
Are they? Okay, here, you can take that. Let's try it. I can taste the ginger. There's a crunch from the water chestnuts. It is absolutely delicious. What do you say, Eric? What can you taste?
Fantastic.
I can taste the ginger too, big time.
Oh yeah, the ginger is very strong.
And the dipping sauce is great too. And it's simple. Excellent. Well, that's it from our kitchen. Back to the studio.